going to be on like twice today. Um, let's talk about this whole manifestation thing, okay? And being resistant. I'm going to tell you, sometimes there is something built up for you so hard. There's a lot of energy here with me right now, and they're kind of coming to me with a message to give everybody. They kind of just dropped it on me a second ago. Okay, here you go. They're like, sometimes there's so much good stuff built up for you, and your disappointment and the hurts that you've been through are keeping you in a resistant space with the things that you want. I'm going to talk from personal experience about a love relationship. We're going to talk about that. I was very resistant to love. Not because I didn't want it, but I had been through enough that I just didn't believe it was for me. And I say that as a spiritualist who can work out love relationships for other people, and I've done it before. Numerous times. Numerous times. It's actually one of my natural gifts that I thought, whoa there now, who is this imposter that I am being? Because I don't have love in my life. I don't have no, I don't have my significant other. I don't have my partner. I don't have my man. Who am I to think that I can come up with this for somebody else? But I have a natural gift in that. And whenever I've done it, I've pulled on that old energy in me since I was a kid of just being able to see love between people. I'll tell you something. When I was little, nobody, you couldn't be around me and I couldn't sniff the love off of you. And you couldn't be around me and I couldn't sniff that there was no love. Like if you ain't have none, I could see that. If you were upset, if you were a bitter person, I could see that. And if you were a person hurting other people, I could see that too. As a kid. So imagine my shock when I start to get older and I don't see it for myself. I'm not seeing it. I'm not experiencing it. I'm experiencing situations. I'm having interactions, but it's not love because I know what it looks like. I've known since I was young. It's like I was crafted in some type of energy that's just like very much about love and abundance. I don't know how to explain that to people, but it literally is what I'm made of. So, and for those who are in the human design world, right, my life path is I am a love. I'm a right angle cross of the vessel of love. I'm literally here to do everything through the vibe of love. I love people at a high level. And I can see love. I literally can see it. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I can see it. And it doesn't matter. It can be family members, it can be friends, it can be brand new people that I've never met a day in my life until the day I meet them. And I can see a couple that's got it. I can see a couple that don't. Like, I can see all that. So I'm in this nasty, negative, toxic thing in my life later on where I'm telling you, I was morose with how upset I was and bitter about not having a mate. And not like I just knew I was picking wrong. And I knew that because of what I was seeing, right? What I could see since I was little. I'm picking wrong. I'm picking these men all kinds of wrong, right? And I would take long hiatuses from the love world. Like dating, all of that. Like I'm good. You go in, you get your tiddlywinks, but other than that, no, right? So y'all get on here, y'all wild, man, in these comments. Slayer loves you. Thank you. So getting to this place where I was extremely bitter about love, I was so resistant. I mean, being able, and there are people who are now trying to manifest love in their life, right? They call it manifesting an SP, manifesting a person. I've been on the other end of that, right? My bitterness had me in a chokehold. I was. Thank you. I was so. Ooh, I was upset. Do you hear me? You couldn't convince me. I'm gonna put some more light on. You couldn't convince me love was gonna find me. My family, listen, and I'm a spiritualist, right? So sometimes spirit would come down and start talking about, oh, she's gonna find the person. And my daughter would be like, please stop telling her that. Because she's not gonna believe it when it starts, when it's happening. This is washing me out in the middle of the day. So that's a no. Let's get back to this. So I didn't want to hear about it. I would get, get this emotion in my chest that was like, I was miserable. Oh my God, I was miserable. So I would take these long breaks, as I said, from the whole scene. And when I say long breaks, it'd be years. I'd be, I'm good. Picking up weight, eating all the food I could get my hands on, and enjoying that. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't let jumbo lump crab meat be in the mix. I was eating it. And most of the time, if it was there because I bought it. Okay? Matter of fact, all the time. Period. So, it was like food in my business, right? But I meet people. I'm a good-looking woman. I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm darn sure quite a few people's cup of tea. You understand what I'm saying? It's not hard for me to pick up, to meet somebody. It's just not. In fact, most women or men and women who have that thing, you know how to avert your eyes and all that kind of stuff so you can get through a store, everything and whatever. Sometimes you just act like the sun is all on you and you are like letting out rays of your good ooze and everybody wants to be around you, right? And you're fine with it, but you're not building a relationship with nobody. Okay. The resistance that I was feeling, I was to the point of almost trying to make myself invisible. And one of the biggest, easiest ways to become invisible in this world, in the Western Hemisphere, and specifically the U.S., is to become a bigger person. Just keep eating. Honey, just keep eating that food. They won't sense none of your light. They won't sense none of your energy. They won't, and your curves, your shape will be completely gone, and nobody will see you. Nobody will see you, and nobody will want to see you unless they bump right into you. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about how I walked into a wall of a woman by accident who was so trained on and in love with ice cream. She got too close to me. I'm turning around trying to get my ice cream out the thing and bumped into just like a wall with eyeballs. I'll never forget that. And I went, whoa. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. She was just trying to get her ice cream. You understand? She was a love affair with that ice cream like that. But my lack of optimism around my personal status in a relationship was palpable. I could change the energy in a room if somebody started talking to me about that love stuff. Man, I was, I don't want to hear about that. What? It's not happening for me. I do it for other people. And I kind of stopped doing it for other people because it's not happening for me, right? Horrible. Just resistant and bitter and eating. Okay, so let's move forward, right? You get resistant about things that you really want, that you don't believe are going to happen for you. Bitter about them. You really do. Okay, and it can be hard to work a rigmarole or to work a nabby do or some type of magical potion bath. Listen, I could pour one of my bath that says bathing in herbs on any situation or any person, and it will sizzle off their body like it won't change nothing because they're bitter around it. The herbs won't change a thing because our psyche, our ability to be is so much more powerful than we have been taught. And so those baths won't work. The baths that always work with me, especially my first client, like when I get a client that's kind of first stepping into spirituality, their life about to get ready and shine like nobody's business. You name it, cars, jobs, man, woman, money, especially money, because that's actually my specialty. Apartments, houses, you name it, it's coming for them because they're not resistant to it. But whatever they are resistant to, you can hold them back from whatever. No, I'm not giving that man no shout out. Listen, if I say his name, I'm going to be talking about him all day. I ain't going to be giving that man no shout out. Nah. So let's get to this, right? I get to this place where, and I'm one of these people, so I have a very high Scorpio energy about me. Very much so. I'm not, my sun sign is not Scorpio, but be clear, something just as big as the sun. For me, my placement is darn sure Scorpio moon, honey. And so I can become very obsessive about whatever I'm working on, which works well for my clients. You want to work with me? There will be a link in the description box once this ends. Works very well for my clients, but it doesn't work well for me when I'm being obsessively negative about something that I want in my life. So I obsessively just did not believe that it was possible for me to have love in my life. And so therefore, I didn't look for it. The last situation I was in before I got into the relationship that I'm in now, was like, it floored me, and I was just like, dang, that was that too. And I didn't put a lot of pressure on that situation at all. And when it ended, I'm gonna tell you, my inner bitter Betty arose. Like those statues in Atlantis when they go in the cartoon and they putting the protection around the place. My inner bitter Betty went, arise, we are about to play. Okay. He saw a nasty side of me this man was not expecting to see. But he hurt my feelings. He really hurt me. And so I went in for the gusto. Okay? If I had scimitars, machetes, paring knives, I was coming in. You understand me? I was coming in. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this because I'm turning into a very nasty person. My nastiness was on fleek, as they like to say, as the kids like to say. Because he kept calling me after we were done for months. I was accepting the calls. I was calling him. We were still, right? But we were done. There was nothing going on. Absolutely, because the betrayal was horrible. In the meantime, that year, I met someone shortly after everything ended with him who was really cool, but I was so bitter. It wasn't for me. Relationship now, this just ended, and I am in bitter Betty mode. I was there. Yeah. I was feeling it. I was really feeling it. My birthday was nice that year, and it's funny, the guy that I met, I spent my birthday with him. But it wasn't anything deep. It was just a family dinner at my house. And he and I were talking, and I just, my daughter decided to invite people over for my birthday for dinner and everything. I was like, I never do that. Like, my birthdays are private and they're just mine. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't really celebrate birthdays the way other people do. Right? I'm no longer, I've been kicked out of the organization for quite some time, so I do what I want, right? So I'm going to celebrate me, but it's generally a private little thing. Well, this year it happened to be other people at the house. There were children there. There were other people there. It was a cool day. I invited him over, and all I could think about was this prior fool and how he didn't even call me on my birthday. We done spent all these months together. You don't call me on my birthday? Oh, I was livid. But hello, inner bitter lady. You're forgetting the relationship was done. The situation was over. There was not really a call I should have been expecting at all. But it was obsessiveness, okay? Honey, I told the man that was there celebrating my birthday with me, this is not the time. I wasn't, he happened to be so close in proximity to me socially. I was not going to take any of my issues out on this man. Just too much respect. No, I wasn't doing that. So I just went ahead on in my own little world, okay? And I was chilling. Literally chilling. Literally. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second, people. Oh no, we're not canceling. Was that the doorbell? Yeah. All right. So, therefore, me hello ladies, I decide at that time one moment, guys. No. I'm sorry, guys. So what's going on? I have a package I just got here from the Tickety Tackety. Okay, so I'm going to actually complete this down here. There's no need of me running all the way upstairs. So what happens is I go into my own world. And when I go into my own world, I mean, I was in there thick. I ain't gonna be bothered by nothing. Everybody was blocked. I was chilling. Just doing me. Thank you for loving my top. I was chilling, just doing me. I didn't want to even pursue the idea. Like I said, my bitterness had taken over. Do you hear me? Bitter with a, what was it? Bitter party of one. That was me. And then I took a manifestation course based on, in my opinion, I'm thinking it's for business. You're going to manifest this business. It's going to grow because I quit my job too. A lot of changes were coming through. And I decided that I was going to take this course. I took the course. And when I took the course, we came up with affirmations. A lot of people were there for relationships. Like they wanted, a lot of the women, they wanted men. And I was just like, I'm here for business. Can we talk about business, please? Can we talk about business? I want to talk about business. I want to talk about nothing else. I had to submit to the process because I wanted to have a very good experience with this manifestation course. I had spent at least $1,000 on it. I wanted to have a good experience with it. So I said, do everything to the T. Do it to its fullest. That's what I did. When I do it, I begin to heal. This manifestation course had me healing things from my past because what I did was I took the questions that the facilitator put out and I just went after it, right? But I went after real things because I wasn't concerned with the things the other ladies were concerned with. Honey child, it opened me up. I cleared so much emotional bull out of my literal being. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that in detail because it's when I might do that later on today when I do the next live. I cleared out so much. I could tell you about like I think I felt tainted and like my foundation with my parents, my mom and dad who were married, right? When I was born, together for 20 plus odd years. But it was a tumultuous relationship I watched a lot growing up. It was another reason that I kind of felt very messed up when it came to getting into relationships and stuff like that. I healed all of that in this one course. I also did some forgiveness work that was put through at the time by Vishen Lakhiani from the Mind Valley Group. If y'all ever get a chance to take any of his courses, especially ones where he's focusing on forgiveness and moving forward, I suggest you take it. It is really worth it. It allows you to forgive people, but he puts in the stipulation of his forgiveness that they're going to be held accountable for what they did to you. But you don't need to be walking around with that stuff on you. You need to let it go. And so the steps and stuff, which I'm not going to go into here, is too much, help me to move forward and do well with letting go of pain. And a big one, which I will tell that story another day. After that, I just went full thrust into my business. And not much was really moving there. But I still was doing it, you know. So I had my regular clients and stuff like that I work with and everything. And so later on that year, I connect with my partner, the person I'm with now. I would say we were almost completely 3 years out from having seen each other, period. Talked, anything. We were done. And at the end of this year, we reconnect. And when we reconnect, we move forward with the relationship. Like we make that decision. Behind bitterness with goals is generally some type of emotional issue. You can do it that way, the forgiveness way. You could do the EF, I think it's the emotional. I forget, but the tapping that people do, you could do that when people are doing this and this type of thing, and right? You can do that to let things go, but you got to let some stuff go. Once I let it go, it was like it wasn't mine anymore. I'm more of a cerebral person. So I put thought process behind what I do. I'm going to talk about it. I want to understand. But once I understood, oh, this is not my issue. This is not what I thought it was. This is not what I've been holding on to from for years that I thought was holding me up from being in a sustained, good, beautiful, growing relationship. Wasn't. And once I realized that, nothing was holding me back from being in one. I healed very quickly. The decisions I was making about that just was fine. And I was relaxed. I was fine. Had started walking every single day, or at least 3 days a week for certain, if not more, because I wasn't driving at the time, so I was always, or riding. I was always going somewhere, so I was always walking. So my weight was coming down. All of that was starting to happen because, again, what I say, when you are better, you become this wall of, you try to become invisible. And one of the biggest ways to become invisible in this part of the world is to become fat. For me, that's what I notice. People don't notice me. They might notice a part of my body, but if I got a big coat on, they're not even gonna notice that. You understand what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen. So I'm doing these affirmations. One affirmation, as I have said many times here, was about love because I wanted to respect the process of that course. I did a lot of healing with that course. And then I put this one affirmation on saying I was open. Man, I'm open to love. Why not? It's good. Later in my life, it's a good thing. My daughter is grown. I don't have to hold my life up anymore like that at all. So I just was saying the affirmation, but it wasn't robotic affirmation like they're teaching now. It was just when I would pick it up maybe once a day, maybe twice, and read through them because I had 101 affirmations. Honey, that was the only affirmation for love in my entire list of affirmations. And baby, let me tell you, that's what arrived out of those things. Not just that, there were other things that came. The forgiveness allowed for me to not feel in servitude, guilty servitude of people who meant me no good, who were family members. It's like, I don't have to call. No, we're good. We're all grown here. We all know what the history of the relationship is. And now I'm no longer in this place where I feel like I have to do these things. I have been released from that. They don't feel the need to do it for me. What am I doing it for them for? But they have come to count on it, and they've gotten a little on their hind legs recently, calling me and telling me I should be calling them. I'm like, yeah, okay. God bless you. May you do well. But letting go of that bitterness and that hurt made it so that, and that was June, July, we were together by January. I had no idea that was coming. None whatsoever. Okay? Being resistant in your life there's generally some type of, you've been trying at it. If it's about a career, like some people are very hurt behind the fact that, especially if they're like singers, artists, stuff like that. And I mean artists, like, people who are working with media, and also, people who just want to make money off of their art and they're hurt by that. There's something underneath that's there. Right? A lot of people have a different opinion on whether or not if you should search that out because it's going to keep you in their vibe. I don't know. I don't think it's a problem going back to look at it, see what it is, break it down, and see if you can heal it. Right? And I work on healing things. Right? One of my affirmations was, I forgive anybody that I perceive hurt me because I'm going to get my blessings now. I'm not waiting till the next, forgive, y'all forgiven. I ain't holding on to nothing. That way, their tentacles not in me, and I'm not connected with them like that. And so my stuff, there's no barrier. I'm not holding something super subconsciously against someone else so that I can't get what I want in life. That ain't happening. That just is not how it's going to be. Okay? So, moving forward with that and knowing that has made it so I feel much better about my life. And this is 2022 at this point. 2023 is the newness of the relationship. 2024, we're still moving forward. And when I say moving forward, we, we're doing good. And the resistance was there for so long. And as soon as I did that, 6 months later, boom. Boom. Guy from my birthday. Guy who I had previously somewhat, like, I had met him a couple of times, but it wasn't that type of thing until we actually met in 2020. And I was just like, this ain't the time, sir. No, sir, this ain't the time. And then 2022 was we see each other at the end of 2022, and then boom, top of 2023, it's on. Like popcorn. Okay? So sometimes your resistance to things that you really want is but a day away from you experiencing it, from you having exactly what you want in your life. I say that to say, don't hold on to the past so hard. Be willing to let it go. Find whatever your secret sauce is so that you can let the pain go, so that you can let things go that need to be gone. Okay? That's extremely important. If you can do that, you're going to make headway. The nature of the subject kind of doesn't matter. You just got to get after it. Like, you got to figure it out. Like, I don't feel that I have any spilt milk left left anywhere when it comes to, say, my singing that I used to do back in the day. I come from a line of singers. My dad was one, I'm one, my daughter is, my granddaughter is. Like, that's the energy that's rocking through this family. Very artistic. Everyone is extremely artistic in some way or another. Some people have an ear for music that is out of this world. Some people can hear lyrics. Like, my brother is very good at hearing lyrics. So is my other granddaughter. We are like a very musical family. We thrive off of it. But I remember going, while I love music and I still sing as often as I can, I wasn't willing to sacrifice my life to be in the music industry. A lot of the things that people are being exposed for, I was exposed to when I was trying to get into the industry, and not at the level that people are being exposed to it out there, because I was heavily protected, and I guess Spirit was just like, you ain't moving no further into this. We will hold your whole life up until you get the point. And I got the point, and my life took off. It did much better. So again, sometimes that was not my resistance. My resistance was love, because like I said, it's like I was made in the nucleic acid that was around me when I was in the process of growing was full of love juice. Okay. So it's just my energy. Being able to see it and give it to other people and not experience it it had me in my bitter bag. But once I found a way to heal, it turned around in 6 months, and I wasn't expecting it. Not one bit. But I'm grateful that it happened. So when you feel you are being held up from your goal, there's an emotional situation sitting there that you need to address. You have to address it. I know some people will go, oh, no, you don't. You just live your life. No, but see, the problem is, and this is what happens, you're in the process of trying to change your mind around these things to get them with the law of assumption, which is, ding, 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 the law of divine oneness. It just, like, Spirit made sure, he said, get online, tell these people that the law of assumption is the law of divine oneness. Okay? You're at one with the operant power. You manifest everything literally in your life. You manifest it. That's the law of divine oneness, and you are always teeming with that energy. It's not something that just you're going to discover, because you watched this video. You've always had it. And when you look back over your life, you're going to say, oh, yeah. Okay, I can show you that. Again, the description box will have myself to work with me there. But the law of divine oneness says that you are always at one with the energy that creates all things. At one with, meaning you are it. It's your energy. It's what you're rocking with. And when you understand that, you are always living in the end, no matter what. So you can be living in the end in some crappy situation, or you can be living in the end in some amazing situations, or just some happenstance situations. I gotta get back upstairs because I need my coffee, honey. You can manifest literally anything. You can manifest your nails getting done. You can people think that manifestation is for big things. It's not, because you're manifesting all the time anyway. Manifestation is for your life, for all things that you are experiencing in your life. Manifestation. You're always manifesting. You're not manifesting. There's never a moment that you are free from manifestation. That's just not accurate. You're always teaming with thoughts, and they're always coming to fruition. That's you manifesting. That is you manifesting. And when you understand that, you got to change your thoughts around. Because the law of divine oneness doesn't stop working because you think it negative. A lot of people think that manifestation doesn't work if your life is negative. But it is. Your thoughts that you constantly concentrate on are negative. That's why a lot of people say, especially who are coaches, stop watching the news. It's one of the worst places to be, because you just propel that stuff out there continually. And then it shows up on your block, at your job. It shows up in your life sometimes. But that's why a lot of people, it's one of their first places. Stop watching the news. Do not watch the news. You want to be careful also even on these apps, these social media apps, because you can be running into people. Their thought processes are crazy. And you can see it. You can see it when they're... You can see it. It's not hard to see that. You got to watch what you choose to expose yourself to. We're going to make our way upstairs. I want my desk. Oh, uno momento. Yeah. It was just the mailman. Okay, so I'm back up here. I want my coffee. Woo! So, woo. Woo. It's important that, oh, pardon me, there's quite a few flights of steps. Side note, when I first got here to my house, all of our butts got super hard and our thighs, because we had come from apartment style living. Garden style apartments, but it was apartments. Maeve had to walk up one flight of steps, but once she was in the apartment, you was on one level. Honey, you move you move to these houses, You up and down the steps, because this is not ranch style, honey. You up and down the steps. Everything's getting harder and harder and harder. I have probably some of the most chiseled legs because of all these steps in this house, okay? And the steps to get to the house. Ugh. Anyway, the law of assumption is the law of divine oneness. When you realize that you're at one with the energy that creates all things, we're the collective. There's just so much involved in this. This is why you hear people talking about how, trees respond to them. Animals, babies, they have an amazing green thumb. Some people know how to bring out the best in plants. And like my mother, she was a plant person when I was growing up. A plant person. Straight up. And of course, I'm going to clean it out when I do that. People would bring her plants, and my mother would play music for them, special treated waters, talk to them, and the plants would come back to life, and they take them promptly home. They didn't have the energy she had. Kill the plant, almost kill the plant, bring it back. It was a process. We all have energy in us that makes it so that we are part of, you enter into the creation process a lot throughout the day, and it's with your thoughts. And when you are extremely resistant and bitter around one subject, when you do the forgiveness work on it and then hit that affirmation, forgiveness work on it, release work on it, there's so many different ways that you can tackle the situation or release the situation. You can do angelic work, you name it. There's a lot that you can do. As soon as you do that, and then you do the affirmations around it, it's like it just comes in like, gotcha. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing for things to change for you. Your negative, nasty, toxic life that you're living does not have to stay that way. It doesn't. And most people aren't living that toxic of a life. They're living stale lives. They're living lives where they don't think that they can really have the grandeur that they would like to have. Live according to the happiness and the joy that they would like to live according to. You get what I'm saying? It's important to remember that your thoughts are malleable and you can mold them, make them whatever you want them to be. If you choose not to, as I keep telling you here at this channel, there are many marketing companies that are doing it so that you can buy their stuff. Okay? This will be one of them. This is not a sponsored post. This is personally bought, okay? When you want to do things for yourself, you experience them for yourself. Letting go of the emotional issues under the toxic or stale lives that we are living is a revolutionary act. You are revolting against someone else or those thoughts continuing, those programs continuing to run your life. Once you let them go, you then start putting things into your mind. And as I've told you, I spent years just journaling. And it would take me about a month to get things at the time when I was doing this heavily. I started it back in 2009 heavily because I started noticing I was letting go of a lot of stress just journaling. And then I started noticing as I was letting go of the stress and people and things were coming to me, I would put goals then into the book and then it would just happen. Cars, apartments, computers, raises, multiple raises. I remember one year I just kept writing raises into whatever I was doing. And it wasn't a raise that I wasn't going to get, honey. What? Please. If I wanted it, I got it. And I mean it. I mean, literally to the point that the HR person in my division was just like, I don't know what you doing, but girl, keep doing it because you getting ready to get another raise. I was like, ha! And she said, girl, you going to get a bonus. And that's when I came on permanent there. I was a temp there before I came on permanent. And I kept writing, and it was benefiting the temp agency for me to get a raise because then they got a raise. So every time I came to them, I said, listen, I'm doing da-da-da-da-da-da. I want more money. They'd be like, oh, you doing that? Oh, girl, we'll be back. We get ready to go negotiate. They would go and negotiate, and I would get more money. Okay? Every single time. Every single time. It became a game for me. This is around the time Obama's coming into office, as I recall. So the economy was not the best, but I was working in pharma. Honey, it became a game of how quick can I get this one. Sometimes it was a turnaround of 2-3 weeks. Now, I wasn't doing it all the time, but I would say about 3 times a year, because they kept throwing responsibility at me as a temp. And I was like a regular part of the process. This is a long-term position. You're going to be here. I was just like, okay. First came in. And when I tell you the wild story around that, we're going to talk about that. Because I've been manifesting all my life. Y'all have been manifesting all of your life too. And you can manifest more. This is not a stale time because of what the world looks like. It's stale because people are choosing not to move. Choosing no movement. But there are a lot of people who are moving. And if you get a chance, go look at them across all social media apps. They're there. They're running their mouths about whatever. Because whatever that is, that works for them. A lot of them are fear mongers. They straight up are. They're business people and they're fear mongers. They come to tell you, they're like, the town crier of doomsday. And here goes my little package for $27.50 that you can buy, and I'm going to help you figure out how to do it. They're going to come live, and they're going to have detailed pack after pack, slide after slide for you to write down, notebook after notebook, have composition book after composition book of notes. And you're going to feel like you're getting some value from this person when they harvested $27.50 from you. And they might have gotten it from 5,000 people. Well, you do the math. What was their payday like? Right? You get it? They are making money right now. Oh, yeah. The investment people are. The business people are. I'll say the spiritualists that are about fear-mongering, they are. People making money. They're making money right now during all the stuff that's happening. And people are saying they can't buy groceries. Better start saying something else. I buy all the groceries whenever I want to. Go right in there. And that stuff works with the money I got. Hello, honey. Yes, it does. Because you said so. And because the law of divine oneness is a thing. The law of assumption is a thing. Same law. They are the same thing. You are stepping into creation energy at that time. Baby, it's going to do what you want it to do. You're going to make it do what you want it to do, baby. That's what you're going to do. Okay? So I'm here to tell you that I will motivate and motivate. There's nothing we can't do. When people hear, oh, but I want to be with this certain person and they don't want to be with me. Well, listen, there are a lot of people out here that are on the SP trope right now. They moving about the business of helping you get the person that you want. Okay, I don't suggest that everybody go for superstars and stuff. Go for somebody you really like. But they're helping people do all that. They're helping people do all that. That's not my thing. I'm a money person. I'm a love person if there's real love there. Manifesting people, manifesting situations. Now, I help you with that. I can help you with that. I'm here to tell you again, the law of divine oneness, the law of assumption comes in quick and gives you what you have been thinking on consistently as soon as you let go of the bitterness behind whatever you feel is holding you back from it. I told you all that story about my personal love life, not no details about my love life, but about what was happening in that situation. As soon as I forgave and let go of some stuff that wasn't mine, 6 months later, boom. And I wasn't expecting it. Honey, I was chilling. I'll never forget, that was a crazy year. I think it was August or September. I went to go take a walk to the store, and I had these amazing shoes on that I had gotten from Amazon. They were similar to flip-flop shoes, but made a little bit better. Fit flop. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I had them, and I wore the taste out them shoes. You understand what I'm saying? And they popped off my feet that day. I just gotten around the corner from my house. I was like, dang. Okay. I'm with one of my grandchildren, asked her to run back and get me a different pair of shoes. And I said, I'm gonna go a shorter distance because these are more fragile shoes. They were gold. They were flip flops with like golden strings, or the part that's the string for your foot with a golden bow and everything. They popped as soon as I went to take a step. No dry rot. These were my shoes. That pair I had barely worn. I did not understand that at all. Honey, before I know it, I'm walking barefoot to my house. Whole video about this. I believe it's over at Instagram. And I think there's a short here about it. I did not understand, but I said, whole priestess out here walking barefoot on the ground. Something magical is about to happen. Well, the magic that was coming was my love life. That's what it was, because it was literally months later. Boom. And it wasn't that many. At that point, I think we're talking maybe 2.5, 3 months. Maybe. Like right around in there. So, when you forgive, when you let go, when you release, and not all the things have to be about journaling. I think the tapping can really work. I believe a good spiritual. I believe, listen, taking and crying at the beach and then walking out into that water just a little bit. Don't go too far. Just a little bit. Let that salt water cleanse you. And then come back up off of that, take them clothes off, throw them out, let that mess go, and change into an all-white outfit and go to bed that night at your house or at the hotel you're staying at, whatever you're doing. Something like that could really work. There's so much that you can do to release pain and release resistance. I wish you all nothing but blessings. Again, if you want to work with me, the link will be in the description box. I will be back later on live to talk about more. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to enjoy this here on Dunkin'. See y'all later.